Hey!
This is the story all about how my life.
And welcome to another episode of Dope Black Thoughts. My name is Marques.
Stephania Gallegos.
Yeah, she's in the dark right now.
There we go.
Boom, there she is. Hashim Coates, also known as Hashim.
Mike Carter, aka the Paperboy.
Oh.
Good afternoon.
Wow.
I gotta clean my lens
Good
off,
night.
right? Y'all, we don't get a countdown over here. We need a union.
Right? It's such a surprise sometimes. We do need a union.
Down with management. Down with management.
You all right,
I think
Carter?
we are management. I think we are management.
I
Oh,
would
yeah.
agree with that. I would agree with that. You looking serious, Carter? What's going on, man?
Enjoying life. How is everybody doing?
Sheesh. I'm struggling through right now, but
right.
it's all good.
Not today. Well, yeah, not today.
Sheesh.
Maybe
Wow.
later.
On life.
Hey,
So
so
I'm just enjoying life, man.
fair enough. Miss Stephania, how you feeling?
I'm good. We got a new cup that we are displaying here. The paper boy has something he wants to say.
Oh, the Black American West Museum and Heritage Center here in Denver, Colorado. Cheers.
Huh. That's what's up. Okay.
Speaking of, right now we should be right dab in the middle of the oh my God. The Denver, yeah.
The Black
What am I
Rodeo.
saying?
The rodeo.
Yeah, I can't believe I just
Stock
blanked.
show. Stock show?
The stock show is right
Oh.
now. You know what? The stock show is right now.
Beans.
And all the steakhouses would be open and popping right now. And they're not.
Did they cancel the stock
Steakhouses.
show? Did they
Save the
cancel?
animals.
Huh.
Hmm?
Did they cancel the stock show? Oh.
They canceled certain parts of it. It's not as it's a COVID-esque style type stock show this year.
Well,
Interesting.
You know, that's big revenue for the city of Denver.
Yeah, it
Dude.
is. That's why I was wondering if they canceled that. Sheesh. Okay. Wow.
You know what was canceled?
What's that?
Partnership and talks with the police oversight committee by the city of Denver.
Wow. Surprise, surprise. Why was that? Enlighten us.
Yeah.
Listen, I ain't never seen chicken go to Colonel Sanders for dinner. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're looking at it like that. They didn't like some of the ideas that came up.
who's that? Who's that? Explain. I'm sorry.
No. I can't do an in-depth one on this one because I just caught a glimpse of it before we started. But they didn't like some of the ideas that came up in this committee meeting, and so they withdrew from it. And was it the manager of safety made the comment about it or whatever? And I'm like, well, how do you do this? Like, because you don't like it? Do you know how many damn speeding tickets, damn parking tickets I've had in Denver that I didn't like? Like, but like, if you're trying after the summer of 2020, and through all that we've done, and the mayor even sent out reps to the protest and Black Lives Matter, rah, 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 all this type of stuff. Now you're withdrawing from it. And then I saw an article where it's like Black mayors are leading the charge for police reform. Oh, not all of them.
Interesting. Wow.
Oh, he's not.
Wow. Well, what do you say? What do you say?
Yeah,
I don't know what to say to
You can't
that.
go in depth on it.
I know it's a damn shame. It's a shame before God. It's a crying shame. It don't make no damn sense.
See?
This is why I say you don't. That's like having your kids say, "Hey, mom, dad, can I be a part of your decision making on my punishment?" Oh, yeah, you definitely can. Don't mess up, and you've made all the decisions.
True enough. True enough. Wow.
That's why I got on the Malcolm shirt today, y'all.
Wow. Well, it's let's just say it's the whole scenario of what's going on now is interesting. So you got people complaining about Biden not moving fast enough. I think he's been in office a full 3 days.
We ain't hit 72 hours.
Yeah. So they're
We
complaining.
ain't hit a.
You know who's complaining? Sean King. Y'all know Sean King, right? He seems to post
former Detroit.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say former Detroit Piston basketball player.
No. This is an activist who's on he's a huge he's a huge Bernie supporter, which is fine. And so, but every time something doesn't go right, he blames Biden and says you should have got Bernie. But here's the crazy part about all of this, though. Not even 72 hours, and he's complaining that police reform is not done yet. So,
I mean, this is people talking that ain't got nothing to say. Bernie's going to be all right. All right. Bernie is now one of the most powerful senators in that body.
Oh, but he's on the budget committee all day.
Bernie is he's caucusing with the Democrats. He knows he has support from a large group of people because he's already run for president twice, and they've already told him that he has support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So while Mitch McConnell's the speaker, but one of the most powerful people in that body right now,
well, he's not
Bernie Sanders.
He's not the speaker anymore.
Not the speaker. Not
he's
Mr.
a minority leader now.
I mean Schumer.
Oh, yeah.
Chuck Schumer's the speaker.
Schumer's the speaker, but they are going to have to come to Bernie. Period. Like whatever they want goes through Bernie, and his progressive ideas, it goes through Bernie. So we just need to calm down and sit back. Government does not change in 72 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do you think they should appoint Bernie a cabinet position?
No. Why would he take? I was thinking about that. Why would he take that? That would be a step back.
Yeah, because then he's subject to what Biden says,
and he can be fired. And he's on there for 6 years. Cabinet members last 2, maybe 3. And if you're that one guy, if you're gifted hands, you the only guy that lasted all 4 years.
True that. Was he?
Here's my thing with Talcum X, right?
That's great. I never heard that.
Right?
Oh, there's a whole list of names. That's the only one that can come to my mind right now.
Wow.
For him, but he gets it wrong so often, and he has a large platform, and he's dangerous and misogynistic as well, too, right? Like, so what he went through, this is where more than one thing can be true. He was a victim of police brutality, right?
Yep.
True. He has a platform where he tries to elevate Blackness and Black issues. True. And just like a broken clock, he's also right maybe more than once a day. True. But where he gets it wrong on this, and this is where this bastard got it wrong 4 years ago with being so, all right. I'm watching the profanity ticks. With being so anti-Hillary, it bothered me, right? Do that before the primary to a degree. But after the primary, when we knew that it was Hillary versus the orange sack of digestive fluid, yikes. But he still was anti-Hillary and of this notion, I'm not voting, all this stuff. And I'm so sick of rich people talking about, I'm going to withhold my vote. I hope you lose everything you have. Because his followers are not in his same income bracket. His followers are not hustlers, aren't scam artists like he is. Right? Like, so they have a different type of living, a different type of mindset or whatever. Anyway, so fast forward, we get him to now. He was way anti-Kamala, Vice President Harris, and I'll talk about that later. Well, I'm going to always, as much as I love her, I'm going to always try to make sure I address her as Vice President Harris because the racists are not. And they're doing it out of ignorance and hate. Mine does not come from that. But he was anti, at the time, Senator Harris. And even afterwards, when Biden won, and it was just this whole thing, just tearing at him again, right? The same mistakes again. So here we are, not even 3 days out, and I got to be careful with doing that. I got to do 3 like this. I don't want you to think that I'm pulling a Casper Stockham and throwing up the Proud Boys, white power stuff. That ain't me, Jack. He doesn't understand how politics works at the basic level, right? He just doesn't get it. He doesn't understand electoral college. He doesn't understand how policy's done, police reform at a federal level. takes a while, if it even trickles down at all to a local level.
Mm. Mm.
And we're still talking about Sean King.
Yeah.
Malcolm X.
So he is highly controversial, and but it's interesting. So I saw that tweet this morning, and then I just followed along to see the comments, and most people are actually bashing him, those who follow him. Then you got a few blue check marks who said, listen, I used to follow you, used to respect you, but I can't respect you now.
Yep.
Because it's like he's trying to conjure up controversy.
Yep.
And
he is.
And tell me this, how do you get police reform done in 72 hours? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I'm just curious how that works.
Yeah.
You can't do it that fast. But
he has been instrumental in getting a lot of immediate action for people who need it, like when they need people to call in to the police department so that the police officers can be arrested or things like. He's been instrumental in things like that. I'll give him that.
I mean, yes, right. So it's like you got to chew the meat and throw away the bone.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes with any of us, even with me, like there's some stuff people like Hashim, and I'm like, all right, you're right. But we all have some diss to our function.
Yeah.
But damn, to be boastfully wrong.
I agree.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Oh,
so yeah, you're spot on, and so I only follow just to see, because there's some good things, so there was a video that came out of this young Black woman who had went to buy a bottle of wine.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3 young Black men were there. Then the one decided to take it out of range because she rejected him, beat her, chased her, beat her, stumped her, and then somebody bit her right here.
Yeah.
And so he called that out and, said, let's find these cowards,
Right.
And true enough. So you got that side. But I guess maybe he should stick with that side and cut out the politics side, because I don't respect his politics at all.
But do we have to? We don't have to. His opinion is his opinion. He does have a huge platform. I agree with you, Hashim. He has a big platform and should probably respect his position that he holds, respect that power. But his opinion is his opinion. It's just like the rest of ours.
Yeah, but ours is better.
Right.
Ours is either based all in fact or is closer to being factual than his stuff is. And
we do try and use some facts in there.
But Stephania, you were talking earlier about, as we were talking about police reform and protests, tell the people what we were talking about right before we started.
So Black Lives Matter protests have started back up, and they started in Portland again, of all cities. But Portland has started doing their Black Lives Matter protests again, because they say nothing has changed. We've changed who is leading our country, but we haven't gotten any policy change done just yet. So the protests need to continue.
Hashim, I think you had something you wanted to say on this.
I kind of agree with them. I kind of agree with them. Nothing has changed, and I'm not saying that Biden is working extremely slow, but we can't let up off the gas pedal because we're still looking for that reform. We don't want to get commonplace and complacent that and make them think that we're okay with just having Biden as president now. Nothing has really happened as far as true police, the policies in policing change. And
what I would say, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I would say, do what you need to do. Keep protesting, keep protesting, keep protesting. Understand that right now, this is when government goes back to work. So I say keep protesting, keep protesting, keep protesting, but also now you have senators and representatives that are going back to work right now, and you need to, hit the nail on the head. It's no longer scattershot. It's no longer all over the place. You need to be contacting your congressman. You need to be contacting your state representatives, because right now they're about to go into session and talk about these things that you want to get done. anecdotally, they could be like, oh, look outside, they're still protesting. Or they could be like, they're still protesting, but here's what I want to see happen as your congressman, as your senator, as your state representative. Here's what I want to see happen. So, like I said, do you, but right now is the time that you need to be directly contacting those individuals, because right now they are about to go back to work. And now this is when all that stuff you guys, what we want to see happen, can't happen.
It needs to be brought back to the forefront of their minds.
Well, yes, it needs to be brought back. And then there needs to be like, someone needs to take a railroad tie and hit it right behind it a couple of times so that it can't make any backward tracks.
Yeah.
It can't. But there's good news. There is good news, right? So the Biden administration, I took some notes somewhere earlier today, y'all. I was trying to be productive with my time, but now I forgot where I put the damn notes. This is what happens when you get old and you go from paper to digital. But anyway, the Biden administration is going to reverse the Trump executive orders and go back to the consent decrees that the Obama administration were doing when they were monitoring the police department. So it's going to be at least Obama era or better. And let's be clear, I know Obama's not above reproach, he's not above critique, but the Trump stuff is gone. There will be in the investigations again on the police department, on the police force, and that, we can't label things, this is for Black people, because that's illegal to do. I need y'all to understand that before y'all start making those type of requests. But it is definitely something that's occurring. So the consent decrees will look at how police officers are targeting Black people and Black and brown communities. And it will be a priority of Biden's DOJ.
That's good.
That's great. And I hope another priority will be bringing on Black judges on the federal bench.
Are there any more spots open on the federal bench?
We had the opportunity when Obama was here.
Yes.
No.
For 2 years.
Mitch McConnell did his job, and he did it well.
Well, Mitch McConnell's been doing his job well for the past 12 years.
Well,
right?
4 years ago, and we've had this conversation, 4 years ago, Mitch McConnell's like, all right, Trump, you whatever, just flail around, go after the border, go after whatever you want. But when I put these judges in front of you, I want you to sign them. I want you to get this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. If you look at the numbers of how many people, or how many judges Mitch McConnell and Trump appointed, and some of them left over from Obama, President Obama, you understand that, as I will say this to my grave, the Republicans are considered this a win because of the amount of judges they got on the federal bench, both the Supreme Court and the district courts.
Well, there's a couple articles out. Vanity Fair has one that talks about that there will be a lot of vacancies over the next 2 to 3 years, and that Biden has an opportunity to fill those. But this article was written like December 20th. So it was dependent upon, do we win Georgia? And if we win Georgia, done deal. Now they won Georgia, but here's the key, and I haven't followed this today. Has the filibuster been destroyed? Has Schumer did that yet?
No.
They're not going to. They're not going to. They don't have the votes to do it.
They don't have the votes to do it. Also, just a little backtrack. We lost the majority in 2010, right? And Obama had 2 years. So you got to think of like from 2008, 2010.
When did he lose the House?
Mindset of reaching across,
When did he lose the House?
2010.
2010.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, finish.
No. And so he couldn't get these judges done, right? And it's this mindset of reach across the aisle. I won't reach. If you ever see me reaching across the aisle, the people that have like been hateful towards me, I'm trying to choke the shit out of them, right? But instead of just running them through as he should have done, as the Republicans shown us that they do and they will do, we didn't do that, right? And so we couldn't get anything done. Obama really didn't get any legislation passed after 2010 because we if we had the House, we didn't have the Senate. If we had this, we never have the Senate back, right? So
no, we had with Harry Reid, we had the Senate with Harry Reid.
Just because Reid was there doesn't mean we have the majority. Like we lost that.
We didn't lose the majority in the Senate, and back me up until 2014.
Was it 14 on that?
Because that's when our soon-to-be Attorney General
yes
was first brought up.
Yep.
Okay.
Either way.
So
either way.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, if there's an opening, hopefully Biden pushes for it, right? Hopefully it's, the Republicans are complaining now that they're being left out of the COVID talks, the relief talks. Oh, well, go grab your ankles. We don't care.
You're
here before.
Go grab your ankles.
The president, Trump, had no plan. If a month ago, the Republicans could have had carte blanche. They could have set up whatever they wanted because Trump had no plan. And they could have gone to their own set. They could have gone to their own states. They could have set up whatever they wanted because Trump didn't care. Now all of a sudden, Biden's like, okay, look, we got a plan. And the first thing, what they say, hit dog gonna holler. The first thing they do is start screaming. When they could have, they've been in, and this is one of the things, this needs to be noted, this needs to be said. They had been in power, absolute power, and did nothing.
They did nothing.
But as soon as there's a plan, as soon as we're not even 100 days, we're not even 72 hours in, and we're already having to have this conversation.
Right.
That's because
but forgive. We need to move forward. We need to have unity. What?
I didn't say that.
No, not you. But this is what they're saying. Right, this is what they're saying. I'm like, what? Huh?
They're trying to save their jobs. Now they're thinking about re-election instead of complete power. If Trump would have won the election again.
So remember when Donald Trump told the story of, was it the snake or the scorpion?
The frog?
Yeah.
Scorpion and the frog.
Scorpion and the frog. This is a good time for that story. Understand a scorpion to do what a scorpion does. They are a scorpion. Do not trust them.
We need individuals to know how government works on the simplest levels. We need everybody to just go ahead and do a remedial civics class real quick. Just get it out of the way and understand how government works and
kind
understand.
Kind of like our own little Lauren.
Oh,
Lauren Boebert. What's her name? Go, come on.
That's it. You got it. I mean,
Lauren Bozo.
I understand that you are a member of Congress, but I would like you to actually know what it is first before you join.
Right.
That's all I'm asking.
A basic pass for her.
Green, the representative who just filed impeachment.
Marjorie Taylor. Comical.
It's not.
She's new.
I hope they
straight up. I don't call people racist generally. You're going to have to really go there. But I went back and looked at some of her most recent videos. Some of her.
Who are we talking about now?
Marjorie Taylor.
Okay.
Marjorie Green Taylor, I think it is. She filed the articles of impeachment for Biden.
Mm-hmm.
You go back and look at some of her short little video quibs. It just blows your mind that these people make it into Congress.
I agree with
you.
They are blown when I saw her video clips.
They are a reflection of the U.S. population.
Well,
yeah, possibly.
Well,
what's that? I'm sorry,
Stephania. A pocket of it. A pocket of it. Yes, a pocket of it. Because I mean, obviously, Biden got in by how many votes?
7.
So a pocket of it, but a
million.
Strong pocket of it. I agree with you.
A reflection of who we are.
That's
why we just need. And
where's your son so we could play those video clips? Maybe the people out there don't know. Is he off today?
Hashim was talking about how hard it is to get people. I live in the house with the boy, and I can't get him to come to work.
Do you pay him?
Like, man, get out of my business.
Food and rent. He said you are knee deep in his business. Food and rent.
Hashim's here for the kids. Hashim love the kids.
Hashim is here for the kids. Oh.
So did you know that the Denver Post actually came out and defended Lauren about being bullied on social media?
No.
Yeah.
That was actually an opinion piece. That was written. That was an opinion piece, not by them. So that's like us just drafting up an op-ed essentially. But I saw that, but I had to go and read it, and of course the comments on Twitter, because Twitter, it's ruthless. They
chose to run it
on the Post. They're like, why do you publish this nonsense?
So because the Denver Post is a conservative leaning newspaper.
See, and what I was gonna say is,
I'll say
it. Conservatives don't believe the Denver Post is conservative.
I mean, they don't
That's
believe
true.
in 2
That
plus
is
2 being 4 either.
That is true.
So we can't even agree on the Denver Post, which we would say it was a conservative leaning newspaper. And if you ask conservatives, they'll be like, that is a left-wing propaganda magazine.
That's because they use facts, right? You can be conservative and be factual.
No matter who they support.
That is the Denver Post, conservative and factual. They believe that it's real news if you're like Fox. If you sensationalize or you lie about things, that has to be real, right? But the Republican ticket this time around, these freshman congressperson people, trash. And we have one in CD3. Georgia has theirs. And have you guys heard about the thing about Representative Madison Cawthorn?
What she did?
Out of North Carolina?
Oh yeah, no, yes.
25.
So, yes.
No, I don't know this. I don't know.
I was about to bring that up. Go ahead.
This dude, 25 years old, got into a car accident and he became a paraplegic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Paralyzed, waist down. But
that's a quad.
During his campaign,
you're right.
during his campaign, he was saying like before he got in the accident and became paralyzed, he was a candidate for Annapolis. He had a successful business, all this type of stuff, and he was training to be a part of the Paralympics, right? None of it's true. The only thing that could be true is the fact that success could be measured between when he registered his LLC in 2019 versus to the time he said it. And he might have been in the running for Annapolis before the accident, but that was right before they rejected him from the Naval Academy, right? Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
And so
these are our Congress people.
Oh yeah. I just text y'all the kind of what's been going on. So there was and I'm trying to pull it up. So there was a piece done on CNN today where they're speaking with Madison Hawthorne very specifically. And for the first time, he's hearing that 17 House GOP freshmen signed on committing to work with Biden. And their comment is, you can see he said. They said, you can see the life leave him because he's finding this out. So true enough, it's there, and he's corny. There's no other way to put it. I can't put it any other way. Let me just see if I can even pull it up real quickly. But whatever.
Use the word trash.
Basic civics lesson.
Trash.
Well, what I was going to say is civics lesson. That is what the Tea Party learned. That is what Boebert will learn, and Ms. Green will learn. The reason you can get power in the Senate is either seniority or grouping with other people. If you are crazy, bleep crazy, and no one, like we said last time, and no one wants to sign on to a bill with you, no one wants to co-sponsor a bill with you, you have no power. You can run around screaming at howling at the moon, screaming at QAnon. But if you are being sent to Congress as a representative of your area to fight for your area's benefits, no one's going to listen to you if you start talking crazy like that. You're not going to have any power. You're not going to get any committees, and you're not going to get any bills.
Yeah, pretty much.
Lesson 1.
Yeah,
and that was
but
first
you will
day of
get
civics class.
is possibly reelected.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: seniority. What rules the Senate?
It doesn't really matter for them if Nancy Pelosi is speaker
Go ahead.
and you're Republican. It doesn't really matter right now, right?
But what if you're a crazy Democrat?
Who's a crazy Democrat though?
We're not going to name names.
Why
But
not?
seniority.
That's what the show is for. Name names.
Yeah.
Seniority.
If you say
Seniority and
AOC, I'm
power.
gonna knock on your door.
That's why I wanted to see.
Seniority.
Who's a crazy
Seniority.
Democrat?
Oh.
Point of order. There's a question on the floor.
Point of order.
Who
I will
is the
not
crazy
yield.
I'm with
Democrat?
Hashim. Inquiring minds want to know, who are we talking about?
Same
I
here.
will not yield.
Huh?
I will not yield. All I'm saying is we have some interesting policies on both sides. That being said, Hashim, don't give me that look. We are not a monolith.
That's how I look at all centrists.
Ah! You know what? We are not a
There it
monolith.
is.
We are not a monolith.
We
Even in
aren't.
even in this group right
But
here,
are they
we're not a
crazy?
monolith. I'm not crazy, but I mean, well,
Could they be
What-
radical? Could they be progressive?
are you willing to say that Boebert is radical?
Oh, so you're gonna say one name, but you're afraid to say the other name.
I'm asking you.
No.
I call them both crazy. I call them both crazy, but if you want to use the word radical, I'm asking
Who's
you.
both?
Yeah, who's the other
I'm
person?
saying,
Yeah, I'm curious. Who's the other person?
all right. All
I
I'm
ain't
saying,
scared. I say it with my chest out.
all I'm saying
Say it with
is
your chest. Come on, Carter. Say it with your chest.
that there's nothing to say. There
Use your
are
falsetto if that's easier. Just
Okay,
go, "Sit down."
text us. Text us the name so we can say it.
I am not
Put it in
having
the
this
chat.
argument. I am not having this argument.
What state are they
All
in?
I'm saying is that there are individuals
What states?
that I do not agree with lockstep that are in the Democratic Party.
So if you
and
don't
that is
agree
not
with
an
them, are they
attitude.
crazy?
Do you want to say radical? You want to say crazy? I'll use the same word.
Because you don't agree with them. I would be easier
Is
for
Boebert
me.
crazy? Is Boebert crazy because you don't believe in her, or because
No,
she's
she
crazy?
batshit crazy.
I was just gonna say yes. Both. You didn't even get to say.
Look.
But I want to know who
Y'all
the
need to be
comparison
careful,
is.
'cause I'm
Who's
not
the
gonna be defending
comparison?
Boebert on this show.
Who's the comparison on the other side that is parallel but diametrically opposed? Who's that?
We're not having, dude. I've already gotten stuff in my comments.
Bog.
Green New Deal. I'll say it.
You're talking about
Green New
AOC
Deal.
then?
So you're talking about
Green New
AOC.
Deal.
What's crazy
Green New
about it?
Deal. Green New Deal.
What's crazy about
What's
it?
crazy about it?
In what universe would a businessman sign off on something that does not make him money?
Oh, okay. So when I look at the population of the voting populace, how many people are business people that we have to worry about that? And if I wanted to start a renewable energy business, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to sign off on the Green New Deal. Because when we transitioned to coal, timber was like, they're killing our jobs, they're taking our jobs. And then when we left from coal and went to oil, coal was like, they're taking our jobs, right? So everybody's complaining about this taking our jobs, but they keep getting rich. So why not make the transition over to renewable? Is there not money to be made there?
Going to get into a fight which I'm defending Lauren Boebert against.
That's your
AOC.
choice.
I'm not doing it. Not today.
That's right. There's good people on both sides.
I didn't say that.
You did earlier.
See? I'm saying I can disagree. I am not. We are not a monolith. I can disagree. I don't agree with that. And
disagreeing with AOC Green New Deal is completely different than saying that someone that believes that Paris climate accord represents the interests of the country and of the city in France.
Let's look at the international support for the Green New Deal. Let's see. International, Australia, Canada, European Union, South Korea, UK. Wow. There's got to be money to be made if people are supporting this. I'm just saying.
They're not business people, Marcus. Like, what are you missing? Business people wouldn't support for the Green New Deal.
No, let's see.
I'm saying, why are we trying to say that we're a monolith? We know we're not.
We're not, but you're just wrong.
See?
You can be wrong. I didn't call you crazy. I didn't call you radical.
So if they're on the other side of you, they're crazy. If they're on the same
there's some
side,
batshit
they're
ass
radical.
crazy people that are further left than I am. But what they're crazy about is completely different. Because
we just had this conversation. We just had this conversation where I said there are people on the left who I disagree with that were radical / crazy. Okay.
You didn't let me finish. What they're crazy about is completely different. Right? Like you've compared AOC with Bozo, and that is ridiculous.
Said I disagreed with her.
That ain't what you said.
And I do.
Behind the tape.
And I do.
You can't. Okay. I don't agree with everything that she does. I got some issues. Listen, I'm an AOC fan, but I got some issues with, like, I don't think she's pro-Black enough. I think there's some anti-Black in some of her approaches on things.
No.
Would I call her crazy for that? No. Would I compare her to Lauren Boebert for that? No. But we know where I stand on my Blackness. I make space for Black folks, even if they want to be wrong like you.
Maybe we shouldn't talk about politics.
Really?
Well, I ain't gonna let nobody else talk about you.
Book club?
Say what, Stephania?
I said, you want to switch this to a book club? Movie review? That's what we do. Talk politics. And this is exactly what it's about. Difference of opinion.
We're different. I mean, like, I have some Black folks that are dear to my heart, that agree with it. They agree with Michael.
For Trump.
But I give them hell too.
Fair enough. It's a conversation. I can live with a conversation.
1792. There was a Black person that said, I'm about to run away from this damn plantation. There was another Black person that was like,
all right.
No. And I swear to God, like, no one take this like I'm calling him anything out of his name. I'm just simply saying there's always been folks looked at as more radical than others, right? Some folks stay because they're like, one, I can't run. Two, this is what I'm conditioned to, whatever. Like, we're all on different levels, and logic steps in and justifies those choices. Boebert or Bozo does not subscribe to logic.
I have to agree with that. And her hypocrisy, the hypocrisy that she shows is just astounding. What, Carter, what?
Bravo. You guys keep twisting this around to where I'm defending Boebert.
I didn't say that.
I am not.
I didn't say that's your conscience, brother.
No, we're talking about the comparison.
Yeah, that's your
the
conscience.
level. There's levels to it. The comparison of craziness that was brought about from Boebert to AOC. I think AOC is radical. Is she crazy and uninformed and ill-educated? No. And those are not the terms that you use. So, but I'm just saying, AOC is quite the force to be reckoned with.
Doesn't she have an advanced degree in policy?
No.
From Boston University.
You know what? Jaden, look that up. He's not here, so whatever.
Looking it up right now.
Did she have it? Did she graduate?
Boston University. Let's see. Here we go. Let's just go to this real quickly. Dang, she's got a long Wikipedia.
Oh my goodness. I gotta color my hair. You can see my gray roots.
Dang, this thing.
Oh,
shit.
oh man, come on now. Better get that Grecian going. That's how old I am, right? I bring up Grecian formula. I should shut up.
She
I know
graduated.
what you're talking about.
So she graduated cum laude from Boston University.
Oh,
2011 with a bachelor's of arts degree in both international relations and economics.
cum laude. Is that like where she got like a 1.7 and graduated college?
I don't think they let you do that.
No.
Oh,
no.
cum laude. What's that? Just average?
No,
Stop it.
definitely not. No.
I'm sorry. What were her degrees again, Marcus? I didn't hear you. Can you say that one more time?
Just real quickly, cum laude is the top 20% of your class. But anyway, degrees in international relations and economics.
Economics. That's the thing that deals with money?
I think it's plumbing. I think it deals with plumbing.
And that's why you're wrong about it.
So
it's
economics, just so we're clear, economics is the social science that studies how people interact with value, in particular with the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. Huh.
Green New Deal.
Wow. Green New Deal there.
Fit. That kind of fits her bait. That fits her. That's on her plate. That's
How did
her
he
lane.
make money? Huh. Wow.
And listen,
We're learning. That's all we're having.
let me preface this before I say it. And here the Lauren, the one that we call Craig, the comparison. I'm sorry, the on the right side, got her GED right before the election.
Nothing further. I think that
What is this conversation?
not saying that people with a GED are not smart. But
Here it is.
Right.
Let me put this down. Let me just put this down right here. I refuse to believe that every Democrat selected to the House of Representatives or the United States Senate is stable and of sound mind and doesn't have some kind of radical / crazy agendas. I refuse to believe that. And if you want to, fine.
Okay, where's
but
the
I
proof?
refuse.
Name me one that's not.
I live in the United States of America, and I see people every day.
here's the amazing
In the
thing.
House?
All right.
In the House of Representatives?
We are having this conversation about you believe one side is automatically good and one side is automatically bad.
I never said
You can't
that,
have-
gaslighter.
I'm sitting. I just said.
Never said that.
I refuse to believe that one side is automatically bad
Okay.
and one side is automatically good. And if there are bad people on one side, there's bad people on the other side. Because you cannot believe that we as a monolith.
Okay.
Democrats are. I mean, you can.
No,
I just want to know who's the
I agree
mentally
with you.
unstable Democrat in the House of Representatives right now.
Oh, by the way, take a look at the comments because look at the comments on Facebook because I'm interested to know. There's some agreement here about Bat S crazy. And Stephania is actually commenting on the comments.
I'm hashtagging everything. I'm hashtagging everything today. We bring it up, their names are out there. Here's the problem that I have, Carter. I'm not saying that there's not bad and good that one side is bad, one side is good. But here's the thing: we have receipts. So
this is
they're showing their colors. They're showing their truth. They're coming forward. Their bat wings are coming out, and mostly on one side. I haven't seen any bat wings on the other side yet. Yeah.
This is not a Charlottesville conversation. It's not. You would like to make it into that.
No.
Not.
Okay.
This is, I refuse to believe that based on the fact they have a D next to their name, they are angelic. And based on the fact that they have an R next to their name, they're not.
No one agrees with that.
I agree with everybody. We're not saying that, but what we're saying is we haven't seen any bat wings yet. We're putting bat wings are on the people that have shown their colors.
But here, let me just ask this. We can move on. All right.
No.
Carter.
I'm on the wrong side. I'm sure the comments are not on my side.
No,
because contemplating anything that is not completely Democrats are the greatest ever.
No,
I'm not going to win that argument here.
No one's saying that.
No one's.
You can follow my digital trail. I critique the Democrats. Like,
We all
trust me,
should.
that's not my belief.
Then why is this argument?
You're gonna have to
that
review the
I-
tape.
Well, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why this exists. It seemed to have started around the time when there was a discussion of Lauren Boebert, who we all would probably agree is pretty radical, along with Marjorie Green Taylor. But then from there, Carter, you said, well, there are also radicals on the other side, which you didn't want to name a name, but you said Green New Deal. So let me ask this question. Let me just ask this: do you believe that AOC is radical?
If you guys don't believe that she's radical, you're not listening to our conversation.
I didn't say she wasn't.
Why are you fighting me then?
Because you're not listening, right?
Okay.
I swear, if you rewind this and you can go back and you can hear exactly how this began to fracture up.
It'll be up on
I'm not
YouTube
saying
tonight.
She's not radical. She's
I
not
ain't
crazy.
Be on
Sign off
podcast
on
tonight
YouTube.
too. Your favorite
Wait a minute,
platform.
I'm not signing off on no podcast.
Dr. King is radical too.
Right.
He was.
The problem
Yes,
is
he
we're
was.
splitting hairs. What
But
is
he
radical?
wasn't
What is
ignorant.
crazy?
And Malcolm
Right,
X
it
was
the
radical.
crazy part that got
Okay.
me.
Okay.
Malcolm X was
Okay,
radical,
okay.
but not ignorant
No,
either. Hey,
Right.
I'll
And he
listen to
didn't
that
have a
argument.
college degree, right?
That's legitimate. That is legitimate. That is legitimate.
Radical versus
You can be
crazy.
radical and not. You can be radical but not
Crazy.
unintelligent.
Mm.
That I can agree with that, and everybody else here can agree with it as well.
Is that an ask and answer? No,
Yes.
yes, I agree.
But no, he didn't answer the first question. Is she radical? I was going to ask: is Ileana Omar
I said
radical?
yes.
Is
I
she?
said yes.
Is Ayanna Presley radical?
Well,
This is the black woman.
I don't think she's radical. I like her. I don't think she's radical. Here's the difference, though. We're split. The problem is
I'd have to look at more of what she's done. But
Okay, all
Squad
right,
is
wait.
radical.
All right, what about Rashida Tlaib? Oh
then
wait, no,
why
there's
are we
two.
having
There's two
this
new members.
conversation?
Because
They're
you said
progressive.
crazy.
There's two new
And I
members
said
too.
we can
That's
change it
it.
from crazy to radical if
And
you
they're
want.
not the same as Bobart.
What about Cori Bush,
Bobart's
who's brand new?
unintelligent and Bobart's
Right.
unintelligent and
And-
radical.
And that is new statement, and I completely agree with that.
Whereas AOC is intelligent and radical.
So is radical?
AOC isn't highly intelligent and radical.
So is radical a bad word?
No, not to me.
Well, then, we
I keep
can
telling
rewind
you
and
what it
tape and go
was, you
back
ain't
where I
listening.
said we can get rid of crazy and use radical instead. I said that.
I'm gonna always be on your kid's side. I see how this is going right now. I'm gonna always ride for your kids. I'm just telling you right now. If I
We
ever come
agree.
into a large sum of money, I want them to know they can just move out and come live with me. I'm just gonna always be on your kid's side.
Stop it.
I said we can replace crazy with
Okay.
radical.
All right.
Well,
We
now,
did say that.
now I'm looking it up to see if radical is a synonym of crazy. Just out of
No, we
curiosity.
can't do that because we'll make.
We just agreed that she's crazy. That she's no, back it up. She's radical and ignorant, right?
Who?
Bobart.
Yes.
And AOC is radical and intelligent.
Yes.
So now
So I'm telling Marcus he doesn't have to look anything up.
I'm just
And I'm
curious.
telling like, don't look up radical because if it gives a synonym to crazy, that's wrong.
It doesn't. It doesn't, by the way.
Okay.
It does
I
not.
would think
All
so.
right.
It
Okay,
gives
now
it,
look
but
it
it
up.
does. It gives a synonym. It gives the synonym of extreme, fanatic, rabid, revolutionary.
Rabbit.
Revolutionary.
Rabbit. Out your
As
rabbit
in
mind.
storming the castle.
Yeah.
As
And
in
we
out
now
your
have
rabbit
agreed.
mind.
Hashim, we have now agreed that AOC is radical.
Yeah.
So, here's
Well, then
this
why
is
are we
crazy.
fighting? Why
Well,
are we
look at
fighting?
this. Merriam-Webster, synonyms for radical, broad-minded, liberal, non-conventional. Interesting.
I like
Other
that.
than liberal, Bobart.
The problem is you're putting in front of there are two different things: radical and unintelligent. Radical and intelligent. Radical
Right.
and unintelligent is very dangerous. That makes you want to put your boots on when somebody says, let's go cause an insurrection on our Capitol. You put your boots on for that? You actually wanted to do that? You put your coat on and everything, huh?
No, I'm in agreement.
Bring your cell phone too, because you're going to record yourself breaking the law. I'm in agreement. And unintelligent.
He's in agreement.
Yes.
Okay. That's Bobart. That is not AOC.
And what I said specifically was AOC, radical and intelligent. Bobart, radical and unintelligent.
Okay, so we're all on the same. We all on the in the same ballpark, on the same grass. We're all on.
You know what? I believe all of us. I think all of us are, except for Hashim.
I just said I was.
I don't believe. Yes.
What about global warming? You believe in that?
What does that have to do with the conversation? And yes, I do.
Okay.
See, you automatically.
So you should like the Green New Deal. So I guess the Green New Deal isn't too radical if you believe in global warming.
That's not the question. That's not the question, my friend. That's not the question.
Let's talk
and
about
that wasn't the question. The two different Americas that we are in.
Mm.
The young lady who stole the computer out of Nancy Pelosi's office, Riley Williams.
Did they have any?
She's been released.
Mm-hmm.
She was arrested and released immediately.
Everybody should have bond.
Why?
Okay.
Policy,
Fight me. Don't help me, Hashim.
Complete agreement.
No. As a policy.
Complete agreement.
I agree. Everybody should have bond. But the
agreement.
two Americas, this is one America, the white one. The Black America, which is not even fairly numbered as two. The Black America is numbered as number 35. But there's only two, but it's number 35. I forget the young Black man's name that was allegedly stole a backpack in New York.
Browder.
And spent 3 years in Rikers Island.
3 years.
And here, this racist, insurrectionist, treasonous woman is released back to the custody of her mama so she can do it again?
Right.
Let's
put this in context for you. Khalif Browder was accused of stealing a backpack from a homeless man who was not within his right mind. Accused the 16-year-old of stealing a backpack. They put him in jail for 3 years without a trial, without correct charges, and left him there for and no bail. Left him there for 3 years at the age of 16. When he was released, he committed suicide. But this young lady, who was part of an insurrection on our government, who went to the speaker's office and stole a computer, got a low enough bail that she could make it, and is back out on the street.
So here's the thing, but I agree.
Hold on, you gotta let Michael talk. He has waited patiently to give us his bullshit.
Marques,
Hey, listen.
See, but you know, and hey, either we.
Patriot Act, sorry, nope.
Everybody should be allowed bail.
Patriot Act, sorry, nope.
Everybody should be allowed bail.
She stole the computer and attempted to sell the speaker's computer to Russia.
I get it.
Foreign adversary.
I get it.
She should be put under the jail. She should be put under the Pentagon.
I'm not saying that.
But here's the thing: if everybody should be afforded bail, that's a policy. But should it be low enough that somebody like that should make it?
Your bail should be, the only purpose of bail is to ensure that you come to court.
That's it.
Whatever the judge feels is that's what the bail should be.
That's exactly correct. The purpose of bail is just to ensure your return.
And that's how we live.
And so here's the thing.
But think about what I just said. Go ahead, Marques.
I'm disappointed that that they're out. But at the end of the day, I would be hypocritical to sit here and support bail reform only for Black and brown folks, but not for the other folks who may have done things just as bad. So here's my question.
Like murder?
Go ahead. I don't disagree with you,
Murder.
But you're saying that
Different.
Murder's different. To ensure that she should. Why is that? Okay, tell us.
Murder's different. Here's the thing. But I guess it depends.
Are you a threat to society?
But I still think murder should be entitled to a bond. I do.
Okay.
to ensure that they will come back to court, correct? That's what you said.
Listen to the conversation that we're
This is
having,
a
guys.
woman who is in touch with Russia, that has ties to Russia, and her bail was low enough that she could get out, but
her mama has some pocket change to get her out.
But they want to ensure that she's going to come back to court, but she's already in touch with Russia.
Listen to the conversation that we're having. I'm just going to put it out there. This is a what is it? 3,000 foot problem. This is up in the clouds. The reality of it is the conversation that we have right now in Colorado is with Black men who are being locked up. And we have to have that conversation at not 3,000 feet, but at 6 feet, where we're sitting here talking to a judge. And the answer is everybody should get bail, Your Honor, period. No, but if, and everybody should get bail.
Against that. Like,
and I don't want to speak for you.
Hold up. In proportion.
You could wait, man. I was fine.
You got to use them in proportion.
My own business. I was minding my own business.
It's the amount of the bail.
Thank you.
It's not.
Khalif Brown was given bail, but they made it so high that they knew his family could not afford it. I agree with Hashim. It's the amount of the bail. $2 million for a backpack versus $1,000 for a computer trying to be sold to Russia. Come on. Let's make it plain. Let's make it even. Let's make it America. Let's make
everybody
it
deserves it. Yes, but it wasn't fair. So our issue is not really like my issue is not that she should not have had access to bail. I'm pissed that this child was put into jail for 3 years for allegedly stealing a backpack that was an accusation from someone that wasn't sane, right? And then you have over here, is this how it should work? For what had happened to this little white girl, this little treasonous ass white girl?
Where they have the receipts. She actually did steal the computer.
That's the argument. The argument isn't,
yeah,
we're mad at little white girl. The argument is, what happened in New York
because she tried to mess up my country.
But yeah, well, no. Okay, yeah, we're mad at that on a higher level. Like I said, 3,000 foot level. We're more upset with what happened to the gentleman in New York. That should have gotten more of our attention than this.
I'm different.
Okay, you should have led it there, counselor.
I'm more upset about the old mental maps that allow this to happen.
Doesn't know what she's doing, trying to sell a laptop to the Russians.
She doesn't know what she's doing.
No, because the laptop would have already been gone, and so would she have. If she knew what she was doing, we wouldn't have known about it.
So she knew what she was doing. She just sucked at it.
I believe that a symptom of most Trump followers was that they didn't know what they were doing. Parts. They didn't know what they were doing, and they weren't really good at that.
She fit all three parts of the elements of the crime, right?
Right.
I'm not making no. Okay. Remember my argument.
She fit all three parts of the crime. You're making
my argument is, for her. And I'll say it again: everybody should get bail.
Agreed.
Here's my problem: the old mental maps that give bail low enough to white people, but make it so high that Black people can't afford it. We're still at that same impasse. We're still at the same problem.
My argument was everybody should get bail. Even Stephania is against me now.
I'm not against you. I agree with you. We are agreeing on one thing, but we are disagreeing that you want to take it to another level and look at it from another level. If everybody is given bail, then we're fine. But when we allow the mental maps of the people who are giving the bail to come into play, where the white people get bail that they can afford and the Black people are going to get bail that is out of reach for them every single time, and we are at the same, we are not fixing anything. They're giving bail. They gave Khalif Browder bail.
Stephania, he's listening with his filters on.
Oh, you know what? Thank you. You know what?
But they made his bail with his mama who lived, who could not afford it. They could not get him out for 3 years, and they refused to change that.
You know what? I'm a
backpack.
Put the cards on the table. You know what? Hashim, you won this round.
You know what? I agree with you a while back. Watch the tape.
You won this round.
Watch
You know
the
what?
tape.
I wasn't
I
training.
think we all agree with you.
I came to the fight. You know, I didn't go through training camp. I came to the fight.
You need a hug.
And you know what? It wasn't a knockout, but you got
need a
all
hug.
12 rounds.
Come here.
I give it to you.
Come on.
You got all
Come
12
on.
rounds.
Come on.
Hashim.
Paper boy.
Come
We
on.
all agree
Come on.
with you.
You got
Come
me over
on.
here. You got me over here defending Lauren Bobart and fighting for some crazy Russian woman trying to sell a computer.
Oh,
You
hold on,
won
hold on,
this
hold on.
round, all right? Hey, I'm giving you props. I took a couple of swings. I give you props.
I don't need that.
I think you're misunderstanding us. We all agree with you.
And with
And
that,
love
we
you.
are coming.
He doesn't.
So as always,
I can't even do it.
yeah.
All right. So
You know what?
on the closing end of this radical stuff,
That's
has anybody seen American Skin?
Not yet. No.
Which one's that one?
Not.
American
So
Skin.
that's the new Nate Parker joint that just came out, where former Marine son was killed by a police officer in a drive-by, and they decide to respond to it a little differently. Since you all haven't seen it, I won't say what the ending is.
Just came out. Yeah, explores race, policing, and loss through a provocative lens. Whatever that means.
What platform is it on? Netflix? Are we talking Netflix? Are we talking Amazon Prime? Are we talking HBO Max? What are we talking about?
It seems to be Fandango. Let me see what Fandango.
Fandango. Is it out in real life?
It
Like
may
go to
be
the
out.
movies?
It may be headed to the movies, to the theater. I don't know. It's on
American
I did start watching
Fandango now,
Chicago 7.
which is another platform. So, all right. So, hey, that was I enjoyed that. It was interesting.
I'm sure you did.
It was interesting to see Mr. Carter on the back end. I just doesn't see.
I'm glad you
quiet.
enjoyed it. Anything else, sir?
You better quit calling AOC crazy.
I said she was radical.
Especially since we're trying to get her on the show. So, sheesh. So
Yeah,
anyway,
let's get on the show.
So anyway, with that, everyone, please like and subscribe. You can watch us on Facebook. You can tune in on Facebook Live on Thursdays and Saturdays, but you can also go rewind on YouTube itself. You can also listen while you're driving in your car or riding on your motorcycle on the podcast.
Yeah, we're probably not going to put this one up, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, put it up, rewind, and that way you'll see where Michael went astray when he stopped listening to Stephania and I, and Stephania and me, and he just went like poof.
With that, dope black
Technical
thoughts
difficulties.
out. Peace, everyone.
I think we have
Peace.
technical difficulties.
Stay safe.